All right, it's a windy one today, but I'm waiting for the tide to drop. The water's not that bad. I'm going to be doing some fluke fishing, going to be some blues, but I want to talk about the summer surf rig that I like to use. I like this rig because it's easily, you can customize it as you go, as far as your weight, your hook, your leader, whatever fish may be passing through. So you can go from, say, fishing from fluke over to bluefish. Even the sharks come through and they're biting, you can go back and forth. So it's my preferred rig in the deep summer when those days where you just don't know what you're going to get. So I'm going to talk about how I rig it up and what I do. There's a few things, but it's a really neat rig and I hope you like it. Give it a shot. And I'm going to talk about each component and why it is what it is. All right, I'm going to start by showing you how I actually start this here rig. I use braided line. If you use mono, it's all the same. What you can do is you can either double your braided line or use 2 strands of line, and that's braided line. This has got to be tested about 80 pounds, I think, maybe 100, and I double that up. Why I do that, if you get any big rays, it makes it's softer on the hands than that single strand. So you can either spider hitch in your running strand, double it up, or what I do is I use a heavier braid and I uniknot that to my main line. So that's how I start my rig. A spider hitch, and you can look up all these knots online. The videos about the rig. That's a spider hitch. That's the same strand of line doubled up, and actually this is 50-pound braid, so that's 100, and it's a lot softer on the hands, and you can actually kind of grab that. I would not put a lot of pressure on it, but you can actually palm it. So you get a little bit, this will cut right into you. That double line, you can grab it, and plus you got that 100-pound shocker. To that double line, I think the tide's going out. To that double line, I put a Coastlock, okay? The reason why I put that Coastlock is I bring jigs with me and stuff, so if I see fish popping out of the water, I can quickly remove my surf rig, and as you can see, and I can drop on my jig and teaser, and I can be fishing for, say mackerel or blues or whatever else is swimming through. And when they're gone, I can go right back to my bait fish rig. So I put a Coastlock on the end of that double line. Plus I can interchange the next part, which I'm going to show you now. Now the next part is my running leader. And I'm using here 50-pound test. And that's about 5 feet. And you can go anywhere between 3 to 6 feet or 8 feet. And all that is that there's a barrel swivel on the end. That's so I can attach it to my Coastlock. You take that running line, say a 50-pound, you drop on your fish finder with a snap to your weight. So you can change your weight quick and easy. To that I put another Coastlock. Okay, the reason why I got that Coastlock there is I can do quick hook changes. So now I'm looking for fluke, so I have a fluke hook on. But if bluefish came in and wanted to use a bigger hook, I can easily change that out right on the fly. So everything I can change right away. So that's one of the reasons why I like using this rig in the summer, because in the summer you don't know what's going to be running, what you're going to get, and everything's easily changed. We'll talk about that in a second before we go. That's just the nuts and bolts, and you can use whatever, running hook you want. That's about 40-pound to a 5/0 bait hook, and you can change that right on the fly. To show you what I mean, I'm going to go, like if I wanted to go to a circle, that's a 7/0 circle, and I just can change my hooks. Ooh, my Coastlock's open. And I can just change my hooks. And now I'm fishing. So it's really quick, interchangeable for your application. I want to show you real quick. These here rigs, they work great with circle hooks, and I'm going to show you why. You cast out, and wham, sinker hits the bottom, and your bait kind of works out there. Just sitting around in the water, whooshing around. Fish comes, picks up. Now with circle hooks, you don't want a fast jolting hook set. That fish is actually going to swallow that hook. He's going to come take it, he's going to swallow it, he's going to swim off. As he swims off, your line slowly or quickly gets to the end. And when it hits that end, there's enough pressure so that sinker is going to hold slightly before, just enough pressure so your hook, when that fish has it, is going to come and set, and that fish is going to hook that fish well in that circle without even doing nothing. It kind of just stops. There's just enough time for that sinker stop up here to set that circle hook with this here big surf rig. Good stuff. I'm going to show you something really quick. This is you change your leader. This is a heavier leader. Real neat. So if you want to go up, you know, you need a heavier chafed-in shock leader. You just slap it right on your Coastlock. Pretty good stuff. Let me just talk about the knots that I use with this surf rig. Again, you start with your main line. This is a uni-to-uni knot. If you're using the same strand of braid, this is a little thicker. But if you doubled up your braid, you want to do a spider hitch on your main line. But I use a little heavier braid, double it up, and I tie that whole rod all the same. You just handle those two pieces of line like one. So that I am working, say, 6 to 8 feet. And that goes through the guides nicely, that knot. To my Coastlock, that's just a uni knot. And with the braid, I'll go around the loop twice. You want that because that wire under pressure, one strand, can cut, especially if it gets a little nick. So that's a uni knot to my Coastlock. And of course you have the barrel swivel on the end of your leader, your main leader, your 5, whatever, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 stretch. Whatever you want to use, 30, 80, 120 pound monofilament. That you can change on the Coastlock. And the end of that is a barrel swivel, and that is another, you can either tie a clinch or a uni knot or any knot you want to that monofilament. And again, I'm going to work up. This is going to be, and that's about 5 feet I did today. And I do the same to the Coastlock on the bottom. And that's it. That's a uni. You can use a uni or a clinch knot, whatever you prefer, to your Coastlock. And of course, the Coastlock, you can change your hooks. Real quick, real easy. You can change your leader real quick, real easy. You can go heavy or lighter, depending on what you're fishing for and what's running. Or you can drop on your jig and teaser rig and put this aside for when the fish come back. Those are the knots that I use. And same leader, Coastlock to our snap. And I crimp a little heavier line. I'll use CRIMPS, and that's a Flemish hitch. That's also good to do. It doubles up your pressure on the metal on that swivel, so you get a lot of pulling power with that. And this is just a little heavier rig here. Same deal, heavier rig, and good stuff. And wire, you got CRIMPS crimps on the heavy leader. You can tie the 80 on a heavier line. I like to crimp it unless I make one in the field. All right, let's do a quick rundown. So I double my line, and to that double line can be anywhere between, oh, you can make it 3 to 8 feet. I do about 6. Gives you something nice to grip on. Of course, with the braid, it's still going to be rough, but believe me, it's not too bad on the hands with that doubled up line. You can even triple it. Got the Coastlock, so I can change my running line. And the actual rig is just about, I do about 5 feet. You can go 3 to whatever you want, 6, 8. I do about 5. I'm going 50 today, but you can go heavier. And I can change that leader to heavier or lighter right on the fly through the Coastlock. To that, I have my fish finder. I like that. I can change my weights as I go along the day. So tide drops, current calms down. I can go to a 4, comes up. I can go to the 8 right away. And to that, of course, I got the Coastlock, another Coastlock. And to that, I attach my hooks. And that I can change right away, depending on what's running. So it's a really interchangeable rig. Very versatile and great for summertime bait fishing. And you can go over to the jig, back to the bait, change the running line, change your leader, change your weights, all on the fly. But good stuff. I'm going to start fishing now. So I hope you enjoyed this one.